Hi, this is another hands-free yoga practice that you can do pretty much anywhere. This practice, we do get through the whole body, but it's a short sequence. And having practices like this help remove barriers to thinking that to get your yoga in a day, you need certain equipment or certain space or a certain amount of time. This one, I'm even practicing in shoes, and I have a lovely distraction to show you that it can be done anywhere, anytime. So find a little bit of space and we shall begin. For our warm-up, we're going to do 3 staff of Brahmins. So standing with your feet about hip distance apart, shoulders back and down, take a moment to get into your body, feeling your feet press into the ground, lifting up through your whole skeletal system, and then softening all of the muscles. And when you're ready, let your arms sweep up, stretch up, and here you can give yourself a little back bend to get that back bend in, reaching back slightly, whatever feels comfortable, and then open your arms wide, swan dive forward just to halfway, flat back. And with an inhale, sweep your arms forward, reaching up, building a little strength in the upper back and stretch. And as you exhale, draw into a tuck. With an inhale, gather all that energy, stretch up, reach up and back as much arch as you like, hands together, draw them to the heart. 2 more. Inhale, sweep up, stretch up, little back bend if you like. Exhale, swan dive, just halfway, flat back. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, reaching up. Exhale, draw into a tuck. Big inhale, sweep up, stretch up, little back bend. And exhale, hands come heart center. 1 more. Inhale, sweep up, stretch up. Exhale, swan dive, just halfway, flat back. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, reach up. Exhale, draw into a tuck. Big inhale, sweep up, stretch up. And exhale, hands come heart center. From here, we're going to step into a wide stance, 5-pointed star to set up. Then we're going to turn to one side. We're doing both sides, so turn, you can mirror me or you can do the same side. Turn to one side all the way so the toe points out and you come up on that back toe, sweeping the arms up into a high crescent lunge. Bending to the front knee towards a right angle. Hips are squared up, tailbone is trying to point towards the floor. Back thighs engaged, lifting up through that back leg. From here, bring your hands to the back of your head, pressing your fingertips to the back of the head and the head into the fingertips. That's strengthening, undoing rounded shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades back and together and down. Taking a breath here to let this pose take effect. Strength and stretch. And then release the arms out to the sides. And we're going to twist across the front leg, hand over the thigh, other arm can wrap behind. Let the head follow with that twist, turning your gaze towards the back. Shoulders are softened down, lots of space across the chest. And then we're going to bring the arms back up, unwinding back forward. Drop the back foot and step in just a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips, shoulders soften down, and we're coming into a modified pyramid pose. So hinge at the hips, keeping the legs straight, moving into a flat back, and let your gaze, your whole spine just follow right along. Pressing through that front foot, making sure the base of the big toe and inner edge of the heel are pressed down. Ankle is aligned with the leg. You can feel a nice deep stretch in pyramid pose. Tailbone's reaching towards the back wall, top of the head's reaching towards the front. And then you're going to slide, whatever leg is in front, that hand is going to slide down the inner side of the leg. And you're going to sweep into a triangle pose, rolling open from the hips. You can step that back leg back here if you like to get a little bit more space. A narrow stance for pyramid just feels a little bit better. Reaching from fingertip to fingertip. I tucked my hand into my shoe. That was a comfortable spot for it. Shoulders are down the back, spine's nice and long. Pressing through the legs, lifting up, rolling the spine open. Playing with the alignment feels so good because a minor adjustment can make a big difference in a pose. And then from here, we're coming into a warrior two. Bending into the front knee, rising, turning the gaze out past the fingers on the front hand. Shoulders are roughly parallel to the floor, shoulders are soft and down, and the gaze looks right out over that middle finger. Pressing through the feet. Hips are nice and open, knees right over the ankle. I love cues because again, a minor cue can make all the difference in opening an energy channel in the pose, which is what we're doing. And then come into five-pointed star. Toes turn slightly out, and we're gonna drop the hips into horse stance with eagle spreads the wings. Shoulders are soft and down. And from here, we're coming into eagle arms to get a nice stretch across the back. So sweep the arms forward, one wraps under the other, twisting around. I'm gonna try not to mess up my microphone too much. Shoulders are back and down, elbows in line with the shoulders as best you can. The gaze is right through the arms. Sitting into that nice horse stance. One more breath here. And then we're going to sweep back into eagle spreads the wings and go in the opposite. So wrap the opposite arm under. Wrap. Mine might look a little awkward because I'm really trying not to squish the microphone. Shoulders are back and down, elbows up. Feel that good stretch across the back. And deep breath as you fill with that inhale, you'll get even more stretch on the internal muscles under the shoulder blades. And then eagle spreads its wings. Straighten the legs. Turn your toes forward. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlock your fingers. Shoulders are soft and down. Open the heart. Draw the shoulder blades together. This is the opposite action here. Hinge at the hips coming forward. And let the arms drop over. Crown of the head points to the floor. You can squeeze the palms towards each other for a little bit more stretch. You can shake the head loose. One more breath here. And then release the hands down to the hips. Feel the hips hinge as you come up. And sweep back into five-pointed star. And we're going to go the other way. So pivoting all the way around, coming into a high crescent lunge. Taking your time to adjust your stance, the space between the feet. Bending into that front knee, engaging that back thigh. Tailbones pointed to the floor and hip bones are pointed forward. Hands move to the back of the head. Press the head into the fingers and the fingers in the head. Shoulder blades open, drawing back. Elbows open, shoulder blades draw back. Nice deep breath here. Feel that strength and stretch, undoing rounded shoulders. Getting that nice hip flexor stretch. And then arms open and moving into the twist. Twisting across your body. One arm can wrap around, one arm can hook over the thigh. Taking that twist, but keeping lots of space across the chest. Turning the gaze with the twist. One more breath here. And then unwind back center, drop the back heel. Feel free to step that foot in going into pyramid. Hands move to the hips, shoulders back and down, stretching up, long spine, hinge forward. Moving towards parallel to the floor, whatever your hamstrings are allowing, but trying to keep straight legs so you get that whole line of stretch through the front leg. Hips are squared up, pointing towards the floor now. Tailbones reaching to the back wall, top of the head to the front. And keep the base of the big toe, inner edge of the heel, all four corners of the foot anchored down. And then we're going to roll into triangle. So feel free to step your back foot back for a little more space. Hand comes down inside on the instep. And again, I'm going to hook it into my shoe. That is really convenient today. Press into the feet, lengthen through the legs, roll open at the hips. Triangle is such a dynamic pose. So many lines of energy open in triangle. And take those deep breaths to move that energy. Let that stuck, stagnant energy that lives in those tight muscles release with each breath. One more breath here. And then coming into a warrior two, bending the front knee. Gazing out past the fingers on the front hand, shoulders soft and down. Lots of opening through the arms, the shoulders. Knees right out over the ankle, pointed out over that big toe. Hips are roughly centered here. Deep breath. And from triangle, we go into 5-pointed star. Eagle spreads wings, setting up horse stance. And then moving into eagle arms, wrapping, twisting. Shoulders are back and down, elbows roughly in line with the shoulders, and take the breath. The breath does so much of the work in yoga. You just have to get your body in a pose and breathe and feel. And then open, eagle spreads wings, and back into eagle arms. Other way. Deep breath. And then again, eagle spreads its wings. Straighten the legs, point the toes forward. Hands move to your low back, interlock your fingers. Stretch up nice and tall, hinge at the hips, come forward. Let the arms drop over. Crown of the head points towards the floor. Deep breath. And again, a little more, squeeze the shoulders. And then when you're ready, release the hands to the hips. Using the hands to make sure the hips are lifting you up. Strengthening here. And we're going to step the feet together and 3 staff of Brahmins to close. Inhale. These are going to feel different. So much more energy is flowing. Exhale, swan dive, just halfway. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Exhale, round into a tuck. Big inhale, sweep up, stretch up, little arch if you like. Hands heart center. 2 more. We're going to close this out. Reach up. Swan dive. Stretch, lengthen, and strengthen. Tuck. Come back up. Hands to the heart. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, flowing through staff of Brahman, nice and light. Sweep up. Tuck. Gather all that energy. Bring it up right to your heart. And that's where we shall end this practice. Thank you for joining me.